One of the things that I am working on is learning how to just let go and just be okay. I know that that is a challenge for many of us, and for me, it very much so, where I often think about, like, wait a minute, why is that happening? Or, what is going on there? And I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not any moment further along than when I was maybe 10 years ago, but I'm consciously trying to think at this point, just let go. It doesn't matter. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, the more I look at it, the more I realize that the sort of worry and the focus and thinking about, like, I need to do this and I need to do that, uh, the more I realize that it doesn't matter. You are in your position, and I've become aware of that you sort of fit within. You can imagine that there's like kind of like a matrix, right? And we all fit within a particular area of a matrix, and you can't move one way or the other too much because you're going to move the matrix. I'm talking kind of like a network or sort of positional thing where there's only so much that you can do given the resources that you have, and other people that are in your circumstance in your boat would be at the exact same spot and position that you actually are in. And you have to learn, given that that occurs, you have to learn to let go. And you see other people doing different things. You have to learn to let go and celebrate the world as it is and focus on the world as it is. There's only a certain amount of things that you could do. There's sort of patterns that happen. Um, and you only have a certain amount of resources. You only have what's available. And you can't get further ahead. You can't get less behind, whatever. You just kind of do the thing that you're going to do and you go home. Like, I think my dad had it right. I've mentioned that before, I believe, on this podcast, where you just do your work and you go home, and that's it. You don't worry about all of the rest of the stuff. None of that stuff kind of matters in the long run, anyways. Maybe it does, but it doesn't really get you any further along by worrying about it. The fact that it actually just kind of naturally happens. You have to sort of trust your position within the matrix or the network, however you want to see it. The way I'm imagining a matrix is kind of a cellular structure matrix, where you interlock with different cells. And you're one little blip of a cell. You're one little cell among millions and millions of cells, and you can't move one way or the other. You just simply have to learn to let go and enjoy where you are and what you're doing, and know that it's just part of a bigger process at the moment in time that you're part of. I know that this is like, I don't know, and it's not necessarily, I mean, some people might say, hey, that's kind of defeatist or whatnot, but it's not. It's coming to a realization of where you actually sit and how other people view you and all sorts of stuff, right? Like, you can do what you can do, and that is it. You really only have so much that you can possibly do. You only have so much resources, and you just kind of fit within the particular domain. And you go in, you do your work, you go home. You might be able to, I mean, the issue, you might rush to get something done and you work really hard, you get all that stuff done, but then, the next day you're depleted and then you can't do anything. And you have to sort of recharge and so it's better to sort of imagine yourself as within just the greater scheme of things, and then you just do what you do and you go home. and you live your life a little bit, and then you go into work and you live your life a little bit there, and you go into to go home, and that's it. This really is to it. You can't strategize and become, as a strategy professor and somebody that spends an awful lot of time thinking about that, I realize it's sort of intentional strategy of, I'm going to navigate towards this particular stuff. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage. It's not what life is. There is a lot of just doing your thing, getting up, going to bed, just that sort of routine nature of things. And over the long run, maybe that there is some sort of long run pattern, but in general, you know, there's really not. You do your thing, you get up, you enjoy what you do in the moment, you smile, you have fun, and then you go home, you enjoy what you're doing in the moment, smile and have fun, and that's it. Try to make your day as pleasant as possible around you and all the other people around you, and within your mind, all of that kind of stuff. That's it. And then you go home. That's it. The more that I interact, the more I get older, the more I realize that's really it. There's not like some big grand meaning and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's really, and there's not some big strategy that you perform to get from one place to the other. It's really just living your life and enjoying the fact that you're living your life, being happy with who you are at the moment. It doesn't change quickly, and just keep working at it and whittling away, and that's it. I mean, you are just part of a bigger system, a bigger matrix, a bigger network, however, a big cellular structure, however you are, and you're just one little tiny node, and you're just kind of bumping around. And there's only so much that you can move within that matrix, network, cellular structure, whatever. And so you should just learn to enjoy being there, being part of what you are supposed to be part of. That's all I want to say. Take care and have a wonderful day.